Testing the stream microphone. Microphone test 1 2. Microphone test 1 2. Testing microphone. Microphone test 1 2. Microphone test 1 2. Testing microphone. Listen to this device unchecked. And I can no longer hear myself. Microphone test 1 2. Microphone test 1 2. Microphone test 1 2 with music. Audio levels. Testing. Test 1 2. Microphone test 1 2. Microphone test 1 2 with music. Audio levels. Testing. Test 1 2. Microphone test 1 2. Alright, that actually sounds fairly well. Okay, let me close all of the stuff I had open. This is the music tab, that can stay open. This can stay open. Alright. Let's switch this over to desktop and start 3ds Max. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first Executor live stream in quite a while. I've been quite busy getting the remake mod ready for release, and I've taken a break from the Executor project for now, but we will be continuing. Empire Executor. Yeah, that's about how I left it. Welcome Undertaker to the stream and the 3 other people who are currently here. I should put this on the Discord. Stream is live. Put that on ModDB. Mods. Remake, not Falcon War. Live on Twitch right now. Alright, going to check if the audio levels are actually fine once more. Alright, going to check if the audio levels are actually fine once more. Alright, sounds good to me. Alright, where did we leave this whole thing? Let's see. I think the last thing that I did was add these pipe structures to the engines. I added this here. I think I was working on finishing the trench to the rear and then adding it to this, filling this up. I think today I actually want to continue on the superstructure itself, and I'm also going to turn down this music a bit because I can barely hear myself talk. So. Alright. Let's see, how is this looking? Okay, we have most of this filled in, which means we have this left, this rear, the sides, which can just be filled up. Another side structure here. We'll have to see what we do with this area. Let's get some references in here. Executor Superstar Destroyer. Question: will legs have a Star Destroyer grey color or more iconic dark grey? I think I'm gonna try several colors just to see what I think looks best. It might have both, honestly. most Executors seem to have an additional structure that hangs over the actual armor. That's Lego, that's not an Executor. It does have this overhanging structure, but I'm not sure if I actually like that all that much. I might just remove that. I mean, if adding it in, we could do what they did here and then just maybe make a forward bridge or something. Although this bridge here would be far larger than this, which would seem dumb. So maybe not. Dark grey, blue look. Well, I'll have to see what I like best. Ah, this is Fractal Sponge's model, I think. I looked at that a while back. Alright, let's actually just get going. A lot of stuff to do. Snap is on. Snapped it to just 1 degree in this file, I remember. Let's start here. Let's see, do we have anything else here? No, we don't. Good. Take this, extrude it, connect. Ah, I already had this set up. Good, good. No, that's not what I wanted. Maybe I want to add it. Yeah, I mean at that point I might as well just... Yeah, sure. Down a bit. It mustn't go too far over the whole structure. I think this should be more than enough. I'm not going to be talking the entire stream, by the way. Just so you know. It's actually quite tiring. And I have had quite a long week. So... how about that? Or just remove this. You could pull this all the way over here, but... then we'd have to attach everything to there. It's not that bad, I mean, this ends like what, here? Where's that? That's over here. Of course, that doesn't quite work. We have to delete these, then slowly delete the vertices. Maybe up to here. Is that straight? Straight enough. Okay, so the effect we just got is that we made a sort of floor on the superstructure, which is this face right here. Let's see if we can... No? I mean the whole thing. Yes. Actually, we might just do this and then select the whole thing. Yes. We made a floor here, which we can lower all of these structures down on, which will give us a base to work with for all structures surrounding this area. Why doesn't that remove? Ah yes, because it always needs one connecting edge from the outside to the inside. And since this rectangle here is attached to this bottom, this floor, so to call it, it needs that one attaching vertex. Also means I'm going to pull this over slightly further in here. Possibly overlapping with the other floor tiles, but that doesn't really matter at this point. Could... Nah, I need that. Connect this to the floor. What is that? That's inconsequential. Let's see, is this actually everything we need? Yes. And then we're just going to lower this entire structure. How far does this edge extend? Oh, not that far. Okay. Let's see. Any other place? This needs to be... Yes. It's actually quite far. We'll have to also lower this one. Now we have to extend this edge. Actually, that's going to take up a lot of UV space. Actually, since we're just going to slap a template on this, it doesn't really matter, but still. For good measure, let's insert two vertices right over here. And then we select this edge, and then we simply move it like so. Ah, forgetting that this, of course, happens. But we can simply move this back slightly, and then select this edge. Didn't we have plans for this? Like, put this further. Oh, I can't recall. Whatever, let's just lower it for now, and if we recall if we had some master plan for this, then we'll change it. Where's this edge? Over here. That can be lowered. Let's see, what again was the button for muting the mic? Did I have that bound to F1? No. Numpad plus. Let's see if... Does that also work if I'm in max? Yep, that works. Okay, good to know. It's been a while since I've streamed, guys. I kind of forgot my own hotkeys. I'm sure you won't mind. Blood for the blood god. Greetings, Overseer. Welcome to the live stream. And all the other people that just came in, welcome to the Executor Build live stream, where we build the Executor. Let's see, do I want to maybe... Yeah, it won't go down that much lower, actually. We might be able to pull this all the way to the front? Nah, not entirely. Okay, so eventually we'll have to lower this. I suggest we do that over here. But first we have to figure out why this is so close. It's probably just some random reason. Let's just lower it. Actually, what is this anyway? No, you. Uh-huh. That's over here. Well, that's not a problem. We can use this to our advantage. See, we simply connect these, and then we move this over here. Actually, hang on. Why does that have a weird effect on this edge? Oh, it's because one is... It's because this isn't flat. That's kind of crappy. Okay. Why isn't this flat? This whole structure is supposed to be... Oh well, we'll simply flatten it and then we'll move it anyway. Doing some... What was I about to say? My mouse has been acting up lately. It hasn't been that big of an issue since I haven't been modeling as much, but still annoying. Okay, that face can go, this face can probably go. This should stay. Ah, this could actually connect here, that's nice. Can form a structure. First we'll have to deal with this. Okay. But do we raise it or do we lower it? Ha! Right after I remove this face, of course. We absolutely elevate it, yes. Well, we still need this face back, so let's simply create this again. Over here. Weld this. And we won't need to extend this if we actually do. What to do, what to do. It's the annoying thing, if you have so many interlocking boxes, eventually you're bound to run into clipping issues. Okay, let's just move this over here and then extend this. But not that far. I mean, it doesn't need to go all the way over here, it just needs to extend this bit. Specifically from here on outwards. So we're just gonna insert two vertices. And since we are getting very, very close to the armor edge, oh, we already reached it actually. It can't go over. I mean, it can, but we don't want it to. So we'll have to lower it somewhere. Let's do that. Here? Are we still under? I can't actually see. Yes, we are barely under. Okay, so we lower it. We can lower it more. And then we move in again. Are we clipping? I don't think we're currently clipping. Let's see, is that true? Yes, it can no longer clip. See, the lowest point of the armor, which is about this one, or maybe this point? No, it would be this point. Is still under... it's still above the floor, which means we can pull this all the way forward. Like so. I mean, I guess this still is an issue, but... we can work with that. We simply insert another vertex here, and another one there. We select this. Like so. And then we just... actually, we can place this at 0. Actually, if we might as well pull it over, just to ensure its symmetry is correctly. Okay. We can pull this back for the time being until we have the rest of the structure built out. Let's see, this needs to be about parallel to... It's kind of annoying that I can't find a tox, a snap angle to which this is actually flat, but that's because of the angles we have on the armor, which is 13.165. If this was just 13, then it would have snapped straight, but sadly we have the 0.165. So it prevents it from doing that, which is okay. Oh wait, actually that doesn't even really matter, because this armor is not parallel to that. Never mind. So we can just put this here. We can even put this in out a lot further, because this is lower. So. Okay, let's just... The reason I'm pulling this out so much, like towards the inside of the ship, is so that if you somehow manage to get the camera really close here, you don't, like, if I pull it in closer, you don't see this armor edge, because you would, like, over this edge, you would be able to look inside the ship. So instead I'm putting it here so that it is impossible for anyone to actually see inside of it. Over here you can see it more clearly. If you zoom in, you can see over the edge of the ship. But we're still going to fill this in, so that's not going to be possible later on. Because there will be a structure here, blocking sight. Not entirely sure about this shield generator section. Well, at least it's filled in. That's something. Now this whole area has to be filled in, and then structures here. I think I'm going to be working mostly on the superstructure today. If anyone has any suggestions for this forward piece here, I'm all ears, because I'm not actually sure what I want to do with it. I was thinking maybe a small command structure like this in front, because I do like the idea, but... as I said, I'm completely open to ideas here. I should find the citadel thing. Mass Effect Citadel. Yeah, there's this city-like structure. I was thinking maybe incorporate something like that. Nice color. Can we get this to load in 1080p? No. This is in 1080p. It's so annoying when you try to search for wallpapers online and you can't actually get the entire resolution to load. Okay, well, that one loads, I guess. Okay, so what I was thinking is maybe use the bottom here. It's relatively flat, very much like these structures I have here, only of course there's a bit of variation here. Maybe use this flat structure on here, and then put several of these command towers, or well, over here they're like apartments and shit, but maybe put a few in front here to signal command towers. I think that might be interesting. Would also break up the monotony of the skyline, so to say, of the Executor. Because right now it does kind of look dull. I'm just gonna remove this shield thing because I don't like it. The entire thing? Domes too? Yeah. Don't like it. How did I fix that here? Alright, I did. I added like some extra domes here and did that look good? I forgot. Don't even like it as much here. I think I'm just going to remove this entire thing. I just don't like it. Now we can put something else in place. Not now, but later. First, let's try to get a structure going here. So we're going to copy another one of these faces, rotate it 90 degrees, extrude. I'm sure there's a hotkey for extrude that I really should learn, but I haven't found it. I'm sure Arati knows one, but I doubt he's in the chat currently. Oh. The problem is if you pan the camera around something, then it will automatically pan around the center of the grid, which is, well, the middle of the cross. And you'll actually have to select one of the vertices to pan around the selected vertex. So if I want to pan around this, I can't do that because it centers around the grid location. So I have to select one of the vertices and then rotate. So if you see me select, like randomly select a vertex group or something, and then start panning, that's the reason why. Whose model is the one? Yeah, that's the one from DICE. This is the DICE model, which I have imported. I originally wanted to check if there was anything on this model that I could use for my own Executor, but as it turns out, this model is completely inaccurate. Like, it has some ideas, for example, this simple layered like engine structure, which I have somewhat copied over here, but this is basically too simple. Like, I can't really use this specifically as it is because, how do you say that? If I were to copy this exactly, like I have over here, I have the basic shapes, but all these basic shapes are going to be changed into something that looks, for example, here I made an indent, and there's going to be a lot more alterations in there, because you can't really detail this. If I leave this as it is, no matter how much I add to this or subtract to it, you're always going to see the basic shape, and that there is some stuff added to it, like it has to be changed. Otherwise, you're never not going to see the basic shape. Yeah, I mean the hanger, it's meh. Forward command bridge I like, at least the idea, not the execution. Yeah, it's a full 20% deeper than it should be. This is more accurate than this. Do I not have this symmetry? Ah, that's because I was working on it when I last stopped. I could just no, I want to get superstructure done. Okay. Back to the superstructure, which is a surprisingly difficult word to say. Let's see. We can make something fancy out of this. Let's see, how are we going to do that? We need a base. And something that extends outwards into here. Okay. Maybe a structure that ramps up. Okay. Let me try some stuff. Nope. That's why I want to have something selected at all times. Sorry guys. I had a long week. And then we extend this over here. We can actually extend this into here. And then what we do is we select these, and we do that again, twice. Pull this in here. Which means that we can then delete these faces. Made the same mistake. Can even make this. How about that? Now we have an elevated, say, platform. Sort of central structure which moves in here. Which goes into the surrounding areas here. And then we move the front vertex, or the front face in here. Not that far. That's not needed. Oh shit, of course that. This connects in here, so we can't do that. So where do I stop it? I don't actually have to stop it, I can just... Okay, first things first. Connect these. I think it would look better if we simply did this. where's this? Okay, that's good enough. So right now we have this central ridge running along here, and we can extend this into a sort of overarching command bridge. Which would still cause us to not actually have this... Oh, let's see if I can find a quick picture of it. Which would cause us to still not have this annoying structure which weirdly moves into the whole armor plates, but it does mean that we can still have something overhanging here without actually breaking the armor line itself. I think that might be interesting. We could then do is have a larger spine running along this area here, which connects to this front bridge, sort of. We still need a forward command tower design. Let's see, what would fit? What command tower would fit? No, the Star Wars Immobilizer. I think the Immobilizer bridge might fit. Something like this. See if we can get a meh. Meh. No, that's way too expressed? Defined. That's the word. Too defined. I think Nico made a bridge that I really liked. It might have actually been that one. Let's see. Star Wars interdictor. Hang on, let me see if I can find this, guys. I want a reference for myself. This is too far back. This isn't it. This one? This might be it. I think this is it. Okay, so what if we put this bridge overhanging here, only instead of it like popping out from the ship like from the bottom, we have it along a ridge, like a spine here, which runs all the way along here, much like the Providence has. Star Wars Providence class. Like this. Why does this look so defined? I don't recall ever seeing a 3D model that actually has this spine. Hang on, do any of the Providence models in the Empire at War community actually have that? Yeah, they have it somewhat, but not very well defined. Whoa. What 3D model is this? Reverse image search that shit so quick. Oh, that's that one. No. This model, what is this? Oh, Minecraft project. Well, never mind. Doesn't look... It looks like a 3D model, but... never mind. I've been playing Republic at War a bit lately, so... I don't even think Republic at War has that. Ridge. Whatever, I'm way too focused on that. Wow, 10 people watching me do this shit. Okay, so we're going to make the interdictor bridge with the... Let's see, can we see it here? Yeah, somewhat. Better defined than other pictures. With this like ridge-like structure running all the way from here to the front. And then the bridge overhangs the armor. Okay. And then I want another connection. Do I? I mean, I can just move this forward. Where's it gonna cut? It's going to cut here. So we're going to move this entire piece forward. Underneath the armor. So it gives the impression that this whole structure still goes on under the armor. Because we have to give the impression that all of these city structures just stick out from the underlying superstructure that's under the armor. Like this, all this, what you can see, should just be the extension of all the existing superstructure under the armor, which you just can't see. So we're going to move this under here. And right now you can still look under it, but we'll change that. Let's see. Oh, and we can of course just make this wider here. It can seem like a larger structure, but not too large. Especially not too large, because then it will... Okay, it only clips from here on out. And then we take this, like so, extend this all the way in here. Oh wait, then we run into shit. Then we run into this problem. I mean, it's not really a problem. You can just... Does that look bad? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that looks bad. Not from this side. Yeah, we'll just leave it. I like this, so. We could even extend. Is that going a bit too far? I mean, who the hell's ever gonna look at this area here if there's an overhanging bridge? We still have to make that. Can extrude this into here. Like so. What the hell is this? That's nothing, so let's remove it. Okay, so what we have now is we have a base for the bridge that we said we're going to set up, and we also have an indented area here. You can still do something interesting with this later on. Not now at the moment, because now we're going to build this ridge. It would extend from here, the spine, and then move all the way forward. But first we need a interdictor bridge. Something like this. Hey there. Welcome to the stream. Here we are building the Executor, which is currently looking like this. Let's actually get a nice perspective view. Configure 80 degrees, because that's realistic. It's quite big. It's got quite a few hangars. A lot of internal ones. They go all the way across the end of the ship. If you're in them, then you can fly through the whole thing. Same with this one. And these. I forgot, I actually added these still. Command structure. One of the only parts of the ship that's actually done. Well, done. That I like currently, as it is. Engine section, which is unfinished, but it has the basics down mostly, except for this area here, which still has to be filled in. It's quite rough around the edges. The trench is mostly finished. Actually, the trench is finished. Still don't like the frontal that much, but which is this area here. I forgot we also have a bunch of like observation decks here. Could maybe. Nah, let's just build that interdictor bridge we said we were going to make. Alright, so we're going to start with this. As we do. Extrude it, and we now have a box. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to it. Let's give it an underside. Like so. If it's an invisible poly, we'll delete it later. Okay, it's in the middle. Good. Then we extend it like so and like so. It needs 2 of these. For once I can actually just there must be some hotkey for that. Center something to the grid. We'll add that to the list of hotkeys I don't know about. I will take hotkeys that I wish I knew for 500, Alex. Let's see, I could just wing it. Try to make it something more interesting than it currently is. Could add a long, like, observation tower like that. Only forward, overhanging like so. Now that would look like shit. The fuck? The Confederacy did like their overhanging observation bridges on their starships. What if we made... That might look better on this. Something similar. I think that this is Warpnull's model of the Providence. I'm not entirely sure, but I think. I mean, observation bridge like this is nice, but it would be the only all-glass structure across the entire Executor, which would look completely out of place. So I don't think we can make it like this. It would have to be something like this, and then without the windows. But I do like the Magnificent Bridge, though. Only that again has all of the windows. I think it needs more hangers. Well, for now it's got quite enough. For now at least. Might add more later. Actually, the hanger section isn't even done yet. I mean, what am I talking about? No, I mean, I could fit some more here. I mean, those can easily, you can fit whole rows of it there. And actually, you can add an entire secondary hanger block, like here and here, and maybe that's a bit overkill. I mean, if we're gonna do hangers, we might as well. Nah, come on, there's so many hangers. It doesn't need more hangers. Fuck it. This is enough hangers. We could add one here. Like what the fuck is this even supposed to be? Like just a flat fucking piece of armor? No, that looks like shit. It doesn't look like shit, it just needs a little bit of purpose to it. What about a small shuttle bay? It has 2 shuttle bays right there. It doesn't need a third larger one. Yeah, but what if we did though? No, fuck it. Burn. Go fuck yourself. Okay. Back to bridges. Bridges. We want bridges. What about this one? How about no? What about no? Oh, that's actually a nice picture. I like that a lot. That's good. That's also good. That is a lot less elegant. This I fucking love, but I've seen this before. Okay. Quit shitting around and go find a bridge to actually model. Could just no. Oh, it's an overhanging bridge. What ship has a nice overhanging bridge? Ah yes, the SS. Oh no, wait, this isn't the SS Freudian Nightmare. I mean, this would look so good. No, it wouldn't. What's this? Okay, let's just model what I said we were going to model, and then if we don't like it, we'll just change it later. Immobilizer. No, we need this one here. Okay. Immobilizer, blah blah blah, interdictor cruiser. The Vindicator. Oh, go fuck yourself. Fractal Sponge Vindicator. Simple enough. let's use this as a reference. Okay, so let's see, what are the dimensions? The dimensions are this about the same. Is this a bit shorter? This actually looks like it is 45 degrees. Well, maybe, but then it's stretched out further. Like so. This one a bit more here. Devil's in the details, guys. Devil's in the details. If you get the details correct, then you will have a good looking ship. And if you do not, well, you'll be regretting it once the build's over. But it needs to be a lot flatter. Interesting shape though. It's about like this. Yeah, I'm going to try to increase the size slightly, but not too much. It shouldn't catch all that much attention. At least, I think. Let's see, I want one from a down angle like this. Where does this end? Is the... I mean, it's probably... Oh no, wait, it actually ends before there. That's weird. That's actually really weird. Which means they must have... No, I want just one connection. Okay. And then... two... That's good. This one here. We connect this, and we connect this. Right, and then we select this one. Is this actually far enough? Let's see, in here it's about half. In here it's about a little more than half. Meh, good enough. Okay, so now we extrude it. No. We extrude this whole thing. We do that. How far? That is more than 45 degrees. But that looks dumb. So we're not going to do that. Just going to keep it here. It about doubles the height. That is about double. Okay, how does it look from the back? Same way. Alright, so let's see, if this angle is the same as this angle, then this would be 45 degrees, since the height is the same. Okay, so with that, what else? Okay, so we got a couple of radar domes and shit, but let's stick to the general shape for now. Are there any more? This is slightly elevated, but that's only ever so slightly visible. It has ridges here. What are these ridges? That's just in one side. Oh, it even curves down here. Shit, didn't see that. Any more down angle shots? No. Really is all about this one. So we'd have to turn this down here too. It's annoying. If I had known that, I wouldn't have put it right there. Would have put some space in between. What now? It's not too late to change that. You're right, we're gonna change that. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here, then we're going to edge up here, and then we're going to put you. Hang on. No wait, that does need to be done. Okay, so then we constrain to nothing, and then we select this and we move it back, and this should... Yes, good. Downside is we now have this here, which is kind of fucky, but we can simply delete these, remove, and then hopefully this works. Well, it almost worked. Okay. Don't actually have to do it for this side since we can just use symmetry, but I don't like the symmetry a whole lot during the build, so I'll take the like 30 seconds of extra work doing this over having to apply the symmetry modifier. What? Why did that? The fuck? Oh, I was about to say. And now I can just... No. Okay. How about this one? Good. Well, that was a lot of work for only a little bit of gain, but hey. Okay, so now that we have this, what else are the characterizing features of this bridge? That picture and that picture. This here extends. That just looks like a new part, honestly. So let's just do that. 90 degrees. Summer, extrude, like we did previously. How far back does this go? Not that far. It's actually very slim as well. It's actually very slim. Like about so. Are those two? No, that's one. Okay, we'll just do this again. Center this to 0. Move it out slightly. How much? About this far. You know, we could just... take you here. And then these two are separate objects, but we're really going to model that. Well, if it's going to be this size, then. Look, mate, the immobilizer bridge wasn't this fucking large. I mean, this is an ISD. The immobilizer is 600 meters. How large was the... It wasn't that large. Okay, so this ship is 600 meters long, okay? The ISD is 1600. It's almost 3 times as long. But to fit it 1, 2, 3. If it's like 1, then bridge is like half about this, I think. Yeah, let's stick to 55. Oh. I'm gonna have it like here. Nah, higher. Like here. So you can build this in here, like so, and then build the ridge along here. Maybe make this a little bit thinner. There's a huge bridge on the Vindicator. Well, no, we're just gonna keep it. Are we though? I mean, I do like the idea of sizing it up. Having a really fit. Okay, fuck it. We're going to take some creative freedom and we're going to size up the bridge, and then we're just going to say that it's not actually a Vindicator bridge. I have a little difficulties seeing if this is a circle or not. I mean, it looks like a circle from the top, but also looks like a hexagon. But that might be just the 6 structures on the sides. For the purposes of modeling though, I think a hexagon will do. Smooth, 1 height segment. Move this up here. This is gonna be a fucking awful bridge. I thought I turned off smooth. Apparently I didn't. Well, easy to just remove the smoothing groups though, no worries. So we have that set to here. It's actually set quite close to the middle, closer than I like, I think. Do we like the hexagon like this? No, we don't. We like it like this. Yes. We set it further back, a little bit larger. In here. How high was it? No, did I? Yes, I unclicked the front view. Front view down here? Yes. Okay. Maybe the rear. Less clutter. Easier to see. Wow, that's a really small shuttle bay. If that's a shuttle bay, it's really small. Must be a docking port or something. Nah, not that close to the engines. Whatever. What am I worried about? But as high as that. It's really kind of insane. Let's see, how high would that be? That's not 45 degrees. What the hell are you talking about? I don't know, it has that peak on top, which makes it look different. So if we're going to make that peak, then we probably should just it also starts closer there. Okay, we're just going to pretend like it looks like this, for simplicity's sake. I don't want to be modeling this command bridge for the next 30 minutes. Okay, so then we put this down here and... Nope. I mean extrude. Put it in here and we'll show that this matches roughly. Too much? Too much. Still too much? Still too much. Okay, good enough. Now what? This just looks like it should be smooth, yet it isn't. I mean, that's an issue we can solve. Yeah, but if we wanted to smooth it, like it was supposed to look like a hexagon. If we wanted to smooth it later, we should have made it an 8-sided or 10-sided cylinder or something like that. Not now, just do it for simplicity's sake. Say what you will. Looks like what it is supposed to be. Even though you turned it into a hexagon. Okay, well... let's just put these antenna on it and we'll see. So the antenna consists of... what do they consist of? I know what they consist of. Let me show you. No, that's not what I meant anyway. Okay. But does it? No, it only goes as far as that, so that means we can remove this vertex, this face, those are already removed. Okay. So, they're down here, over here. They stick out, well no, they only stick out from the ends. Let's make them stick out further. Five. Put that up here. Smaller. It still goes up a lot higher though. Almost that high. Okay, you. Move you over here. Rotate 90 degrees. 180 actually. Okay, good enough. Move this over here. And another. $60, 61, 60. Put it in the middle. Take these. I'm not actually sure if this lines up. It might. They do. Yeah, but they're not thin enough. Fuck. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to alter these slightly. We're going to make these really thin, as they should be. Like so. I'm going to put these to the actual ends. Anything else? Could make them thinner. Okay. That's good enough. Turn these here. Copy this here. Take these. Rotate. What? 30? 60? I think 60. 60 indeed. Then we rotate the 60 the other side. Oh, it's gonna feel so good flat mapping this entire ship and then just slapping a texture onto it. It's gonna look good too. Like, you might think it's gonna be a lazy ass procedure, but watch me. I just pressed an object that oh, it was Ctrl A, okay. I pressed Ctrl S to save it. Okay, well. Why am I not satisfied with this result? I know I am not satisfied with this result. Because we need to do this, then 2, and then put this to 0, and then move this forward. And then move this here. No, that's not it. It's almost it. How about now? Still not it, but close. That's also not it. This might be, though. Put this up here. Make that small. Make this very similar. Stretch the... Oh, don't do that, you fool. Okay, we don't want to stretch this, but not that far. Could stretch this out though. And that can go quite far. Can even turn this in here. Oh, no. How good is that? It's not exactly like the reference, but it's actually not quite at all like the reference. But I do like it. Get thinner, like this. Is anyone ever actually going to see that ridge? No. So why do we have it? Well, excellent question. Because we know it's there, and it looks good, and it makes us feel good. So we're just gonna keep it. And then we're going to do this, and this, and then we're going to scale this forward slightly, and that should look pretty damn good once symmetried. Okay, I think that looks better. Okay, do we want to do more to this command bridge? Like just the bridge itself. What did go to here? We added this, which is basically just the box for the Windows itself. I mean, I guess why not? How do we reduce the size? See if it's supposed to be it? No, it's probably more supposed to be like this. And then we take these and we select an edge and we set them in like this. None. Set this to here, and we can set these closer, a lot closer. I mean, we can just how about okay, that looks a lot better. Opinion me. Let's see. You guys think that looks better than what we had before? I just want to say how awesome your work is. Thank you very much. Your hard work creates the best content for any game, and thank you for always giving your all. Why? Thank you for your kind words. I do appreciate hearing that. The application is indeed 3ds Max or 3D Studio Max 2016 version. It looks a little overwhelming when you first see it, but it's not unlearnable by any means. I won't say it's simple, but I will say it's very handleable and learnable, and it's not rocket science. Anyone can learn it, given enough time. Okay, I don't want to add a lot more to this, because this is going to be a lot of police on something that you're not going to focus a lot on. Maybe a single object. Just one. Well, that isn't very... Maybe like this? Maybe. Is that too much? It might be too much. What if we just put it here and just make it end over here? I mean, I can edit this bridge a lot further into an actual bridge as if I was actually modeling a Vindicator, but I'm not going to do that because there's an entire rest of the ship to make. And I don't think that's the best use of our time as well as of our poly count. And even though I have said that I don't care about the poly count of this ship, since I'm going to use a few tricks to make it work regardless of the poly count in game, but that doesn't mean I'm just gonna throw it around for no reason, because that's just stupid. Okay, I do like the angular construction here, and I would use it, except that I'm then going to hit the armor, which I don't want to do, unless I move the bridge back, like, say, here, and then I could... I mean, that does look pretty good, though. I mean, imagine, and then we have the angular thing down here, and then we can even put it on more of a tower than this platform. We'd have a sort of tower, and the tower goes back, and then it wouldn't look anything like this. The fuck are you talking about? That angle is not close to that angle. That angle is far wider than that one. Am I actually sounding clear through the microphone, by the way? Like, is my microphone actually sounding well on stream? Is the Empire your favorite faction? Seems like it is. Well, not necessarily. I mean, I do like modeling Imperial hardware. Yep, you're sounding good. Alright, good to know. Thanks, awesome. And who don't love giant triangles with them? Yeah, I mean, they are iconic. Say what you will about Star Destroyers, but it's an iconic fucking starship. Made more iconic by our strip club, which we, I think, have moved? I don't know where we put that, actually. Yeah, fuck. I had a strip club here. Where was it? It was here, but I think I moved it, because it didn't look good in that location. Fuck, we'll just have to pretend like one of these thingies is the strip club now. Shit. Put another one down here later. I mean, things like Mon Calamari ships are nice. Also nice design. I mean, a lot of ships in Star Wars just have overall very nice design. Only I can't help but really love the angular nature of Imperial hardware. It just looks so heavily armored. I personally like it a lot. This is some dope shit. Thank you, Mr. Tiny Tiny Dwarf. And hello, Oreo. Oreo... Oh, goddamn, this is a tongue breaker. Tongue twister. Oreo Rio. Oreo Rio. Alright, I got it. Oreo Rio. Okay, so I do want to keep this here. But we're gonna have to make some adjustments to the way we connect this. I've made these sorts of overhanging bridges before. And I made them look good too, but I kind of forgot what ship I put that on. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to... What's this? No, this is the Republican War files. No, never mind. I'm looking for the remake files. Okay. It's not... No... Yeah, I mean, no, this one has a shit bridge, but I'm gonna look at it anyway. Ah, yeah, that's with the... Yeah, that looked like shit. Okay. It's a regular Star Destroyer bridge. That's a regular Star Destroyer bridge. All of these have regular Star Destroyer bridges. Titanat 1 too, right? Yes. Yeah, it just has the Legions thing, never mind. Tycon, did the Visual have one? Well, the Kandoshi is just has a bridge in the middle of the armor. No, I mean it does overhang, but not in that way. Visual, Kandoshi. Fuck am I clicking this for? This doesn't even have a bridge that's disconnected from the main hull. It just sits right there doing nothing. This round bridgey thingy. I still really like this model. Texture might need some work, but damn, did I make a good model of this? Took me a ton of time to get all these angles right, by the way. Like, this looks like a very simple ship, like, oh, you just put some angles together and you're done. No. Working at, like, this type of angle is... A, it's very difficult, and B... Well, if you don't know the proper tools inside of 3ds Max to actually work with angles, it's very difficult, which at the time I didn't. And B, getting the basic shape of this ship down without, like, making this edge, for example, slightly too far forward or slightly too far backwards is so difficult. Especially when you're working with compound curves like this. Like, hang on, let's move the light down here. Like, here you see this here curves this way, and it also curves downwards. So you have it curving downwards and backwards. That is... and then this indent here. This indent gave me so much trouble. Like, you wouldn't... Like, I can sit here and tell you, whoa, this angle gave me so much work. Back in the time it was so difficult. But I can't quite put into words how it is to just sit there for, like... I sat for hours looking at this underside, trying to get this whole thing working. Like, these fucking few angles, like, it doesn't even look that impressive if you look at it now. Like, you're like, meh. Let's first turn off these fires. Like, you're like, okay, well, there are a few angles, they look kind of good, okay. It's always a shame when the end result doesn't quite reflect the amount of work that went into it. It's kind of sour, but hey, it's a good looking model, so I should be happy with it. Okay, I don't know where this overhanging bridge that I was so happy with is, but it's somewhere. Sure. Hang on, were they the new fucking... No. Not sure even sure if I was supposed to show that. Whatever. Where are those old as shit? Well, old. I mean, I made them in the Christmas break. That's the Kandoshi that doesn't have a bridge. These might be the ones. This isn't even overhanging bridge. Ah, yes, this is what I was thinking about. How did I not think of that sooner? And this isn't even a design we can use here. Thanks, brain. Okay, so we're just going to have to manually build a trench. Ridge, not a trench. English is hard. Okay. So we're going to put this in here. So this, make it thinner so it actually fits, and then we put it down here. Alright, so we can't just make a large structure that just angles up and then down. Or forward. What we have to do is first make a wider structure that connects this. And preferably it reaches over the armor, like so. Okay. Actually that works well, because we already have this here. Okay. And then, what we do? No. Yes. Screw you, that does work. See, we just have to move this in here, and then rely on this piece here. Okay. Then we have to move it back further still, because... No, that... I've gonna fuck myself with this position, like... I could just move this back half, but... I want this overhanging. I very, very, very specifically want this overhanging. Because I think that will look a lot better than not having it overhang. So we're going to have to make some wonky design decisions until we find something that works. And there is something that works, trust me. One of these configurations is going to look really good. We just have to find the configuration that looks good, okay? Maybe we could... No. This is what we do. Lock, we take that. We take this. Then we move this back. That's not what we thought about. No, okay, wrong axis. As I said, sorry guys, I'm a little tired. I'm 95% sure this is not the solution to your problems, but we're gonna give it a try, because it might combine with this section to form the solutions to our problems. Okay, what I'm trying to do now, guys, is basically create this ramp which will connect this bridge to this structure right here, to the superstructure, while still allowing the bridge to overlap the armor, while not looking terrible. Your ships are easily the best ones in the community. Thank you very much. I do try very hard to make them look as good as I can. I'm going to have to agree. You legit did more work than people made the actual game. That's all for money. Yeah, I think I did put more years into modding this game than they did into producing the game. I think that's true. The remake's easily the most unstable? Have you tried Alliance, the Alliance mod from Nomada Firefox? I think that one takes the cake. I mean, the latest release of Remake with those textures, I've never had a crash actually using that. I didn't have crashes before, but other people did, so I just uploaded those. The only crashes that there were the save game issues, which is where if you try to save a game in Galactic Conquest, the game would overload and it would corrupt the save. I mean, the game would still run, but the save just wouldn't be usable. That was fixed with the performance textures, because the game was using too much memory on the textures. So reducing the texture size fixed that, so now save games are usable again. And I haven't had a legit actual crash inside of a battle in, I don't know how long, months probably. Like normally when you are changing files and stuff and you're testing new content, occasionally you encounter a crash, but then you know exactly what it is, like, oh, it's this new particle I was testing, or this new like projectile with a new coding setup or something, and then you know exactly what it is because you're testing it. But an actual unexplained crash is something I haven't had in months. I always know exactly what the problem is and I can fix it at once, and I always test it afterwards and the problem is always gone. Some people do seem to still experience crashes though, which I find really, well, annoying. I do so much work to try to smoothen all these issues out, and some people still have them. It's often a problem with the 4GB patch, by the way. Mostly people just comment like, oh, I've had a crash here and there, and then I ask, did you install the 4GB patch? And then they're often, no, I didn't know how to install the 4GB patch, because I don't know how that works. And then I'm like, right, that's your issue. Unstable. Okay, yeah, although he got it down pretty good. I think I did. I worked very hard to get all those crashes out. Yeah, for the graphicism that he squeezed, you did pretty good. Thank you. She had taken some rest. You sound tired. Well, I'm a little tired. Not that tired. 3S Max 16 is apparently a subscription for... Right, well, or you just pirate it from the Pirate Bay or something. That's free. Save game still cropped about in with performance textures. Really? 20 to 30... That can't be, right? You did install the 4GB patch, right? What's your system specs? I run an i7 6700K, so a 6700K, along with a GTX 970. They're not amazing specs, but you don't need a beast computer to be able to run Forces of Corruption mods. Yeah, thanks Overseer for confirming that. It is indeed possible to run the mod without issues. I mean, we knew that, but it's always nice to have a little bit of affirmation, because this game does have issues sometimes. Okay, this isn't going to help here. Okay, I need to stop trying to think of fancy stuff and just use what already exists, because what already exists already looks good. Such as this. Now that is a high resolution picture. Can we get more of such nice high resolution pictures? That's not a high resolution picture. Look, mate, just use this. It looks good. I think I had it set at 8 before. Okay. Well, in earlier streams I used to have issues with the microphone, where it was too not loud enough and then people couldn't hear me, so trying to avoid that. Save game, what's your system today? I get the bug on both the Steam version pre-patched and the GOG patched. I do have a solid state drive. Yeah, me too, my game has no problems. Well, I mean, you can always try a reinstall of the game and then the mod. Don't forget to reinstall the 4 GB patch, of course. That generally straightens out any issues you have. At least any mod conflict issues. But the Steam Workshop. I did upload it, but I've also tried re-uploading it because apparently I had to put the folder into... I had to put the content folder, which is always called data, which contains folders such as art and XML and script and other stuff, into another data folder, which I did, but Steam would not let me verify the mod files again, which in turn didn't let me upload the mod to the Steam Workshop again. So yeah, if you use the Steam version, I think you have to set the data folder, put it into another folder called data. So just make a new folder called data and drop the data folder in that. We're planning on making the Providence class ships. Animated turrets are best turrets. I agree wholeheartedly. Especially now that I found a fix to actually have ships with a lot of rotating turrets face forward when you tell them to attack, instead of the normal turret bug, which is where they face broadside. That made it so much better. Are you planning on making the Providence? I don't. If I had infinite time I would, because I like the ship a lot, but I will not because I don't have infinite time. And my education actually keeps me quite busy. Let's see, this is... What does that look like? I thought it was angular. Yes, and it connects to the thing, and that's like that, which means here I can just do the same thing. I do sound a bit tired. Sound like a zombie almost. How about this? How about... Oh, that might... Oh, yes, and then we put... Oh, I think I have it. I think I have it. Let's try. Let's try. No, wait, not yet. Let's first extend this all the way back here. And now we try this. Okay. No, screw you. Ah, shit, of course that doesn't. Okay. What? Oh. Yes, I want you, and I want you here. This is just one. Yes, okay. Move it down here. Yes. Connect this like so. And then I want you and you. We're gonna put a whole bunch of fucking segments in. Like just a fuck ton. Let's see. Maybe not that much. They do need to actually function. Okay. That's a good question, my friend. Which ones do we of course we... Well, first we... No. Yes. No. Yes. Screw your logic, I have a plan. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this. Are we going to do that now? No, yes, we're going to do it. And If we need more segments, we'll just add them in later. We take this, and then we intrude this over to here. Yes, that enough? Or is that too much? I mean, we can... Okay, it doesn't matter. We can change this later. Do we still have them selected? We do. Good. Then we remove all of these. Oh, there's so much under here. Oh god. Oh shit, the entire hangar section is... The fuck? When did that happen? When did I attach the entire hangar to the top superstructure? The fuck? The fuck. Okay, that was unintentional. I did not notice I had attached the hangar to the superstructure. Hangar. Actually, let's be respectful here and say hangars. Multiple. Plural. Because let's be honest, there are a few hangars down there. Okay, and now we can continue. Yes, remove. Oh fuck, of course that removed it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. Right, now it looks like an aqueduct. Aqueduct? Aqueduct? How do you say that in English? Aqueduct? You don't say it in English, it's Latin. No, it's Latin, but that doesn't mean we... Whatever. Aqueduct? I think aqueduct is the proper English pronunciation of that word. The large water bridges that the Romans built to supply water to their cities from the mountains. Often angled at only a few angles, or sometimes even less than one. Only a few degrees and sometimes even less than 1 degree, which is truly a marvel of engineering, especially at the time. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this actually, now that I have this. Especially with it being so far pulled back so far. Also, thanks so much for allowing more than one luck rock. Hey, no problem. I can agree that the Providence will make a fine addition to go with the entire old and refurbished. I'll tell you, I actually wanted to add the Munificent and the Providence to the consortium as heavy frigates, but and the Munificent as a medium frigate. But well, I didn't like any of the models that were around, honestly. I really like seeing all the new ships fighting each other side by side. Yeah, aqueducts, you're saying it right. The problem is every country has, or every language has this different pronunciation of the words. And I didn't quite know what the correct one was. Okay, so we're still running into the issue that this connection point looks like shit. We're going to change that. Also, this looks like crap. So we're going to have to shorten it. But that's doable. This is not a problem at all. Well, it's gonna be if we're just gonna move shit sideways like that. Select you. Shorten you. And then we take one of you. Clone. 90 degrees. Make it like so. Put this over here. Make it a little bit wider. Extrude it. How far do we want to keep this? Probably down the entire length of the pillar. So up to here. Delete this. Whoa, I lost my center polygon and therefore the camera went nuts. put this in here. I would swear I actually made a bridge something similar to this some time ago. Don't know when, don't know where, but I think I did make one. Yeah, see, how about this? We just push this in, yeah, see? That's awesome. Kinda looks like I could build this into an ancient Greek structure. What do you call it? Acropolis? Might be. Coming off the Acropolis to start some pandemonium. Don't bring limp raps to a pimp slap symposium. Okay, this is very straight looking right now. This does not fit. Yeah, bro, give me your playlist. These are screenshot, alt, print screen, and then paste it in Paint or something. These themes of the Morrowind soundtrack and the Skyrim soundtrack. The Elder Scrolls. Which really have some of the best themes ever. Really, in video game history. Maybe angle the aqueduct part. Yeah. That would be funny. Just tilted half a degree in honor of the achievement of the Romans. No problem. Now, but I do need to change this though. Does looks shitty. But I don't know how to fix it. Okay, so I wanted to... Maybe it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit right here. It doesn't mean it doesn't fit in general, it just means you have to... need a connection part. I think I know exactly how to do that. Okay, so... No, we just want one segment. Sure. Constraint edge, you... We'll put it here, I guess. And by the way, that little bit of lyrical ingenuity wasn't actually something of... wasn't something I thought of myself. It was part of the epic rap battles of history. Which, in case you haven't heard it, I will run it once over Twitch. I am not sure if it's going to get flagged on YouTube when I upload the VOD, so I will let you listen to it once. And I'll shut up. Some of the funniest shit.
I'm coming off the Acropolis to start some pandemonium. Don't bring limp raps to a pimp slap symposium. The mad gadfly philosophy was my invention. Rolling with the flyest nihilists. And me, their French henchmen. We got the wisdom and the wit that even I couldn't question. Dropping Western medicine on these East infections. You've never been our type of mental brethren. We're better thinkers, better speakers, better
This type of arrogance is sure to be expected from men who speak of wisdom with no clue of what respect is.
You Westerners are sloppy, needing discipline in life. You lack control of yourselves and of the mic.
While we use precise strikes to disrupt your concentration, and you and ass whipping our descendants will honor for generations. We build a nation
With patience
and the presence for living
and you'll never hold a candle
to the wisdom we've written.
Oh, I'll give you something you can bow and kowtow to. When I squat down and squeeze out a Tao of Pooh and Lao Tzu. You need to take control of the life you're giving. They call me Uber Mensch, cause I'm so driven. I'm a free thinker, so confronting conformists like you, it's my job. Got a sharp wit that can spit, it'll skew you like a Confucius kebab. Oh, you fucked the mission of beating your submissive ass into submission. Dishing out more disses and letters and pamphlets and plays I've been published. Now that we've covered the two yin and yang, I can move on to Jackie Chan. Since I'll be picking apart your who with my method. Man, the seminal general isn't so tough on the mic. All your men must be like, yo, what happened? You're pitiful lyrically, lucky for history, you didn't author the art of rapping.
Bitch, I wrote the art of war, so you better get your guns out. These white boys getting burned, cause guess what? Now the sun's out. Asians spitting sick, but no, this isn't SARS. Loud C, kink the beat, now Confucius drop some bars. Let me be candid with you, Voltaire. Friendship with the egg noodle hair. Your ego's just so distracting. Free speech doesn't mean just keep yapping. And you killed God, so I gotta ask. Did he die your same when he made your mustache? You try to plant a new German psyche, but you just grew hate me, no, the right. And it all starts with you, you're the father, Socrates. Honestly, I think you owe both of your students here an apology.
I wouldn't exactly call myself a student of this plea. Don't make Nietzsche come over and put a knee up in your tree. Cause I'm N-I-E-T-C-S-C-H-E. And I'll ain't any motherfucker like my name in a spelling bee. Believe, bitch, I'm toxic like a hemlock sip. Hang a sandal on the door cause you can suck's dick. Fuck for blood, Socrates. You're making things a little tense. Come, let's blind these Chinese heinies with some shiny, bright enlightenment. I'll not be taught camaraderie from a frog who rigged the lottery. You make a mockery of ethics, so keep your fat nose in your coffee. Let me be frank, don't start beef with B. Frank. Who hangs with B. Franks? Giving ladies B. Franks.
I have turned them on themselves. Their chaos is our opportunity.
You must remember, a bowl is most useful when it is empty.
Lao Tzu, I don't mean no disrespect, but you need to fill your bowl with some shit that makes some sense.
Oh, you don't wanna stand in the path of Lao Tzu. Today I'll make you move, bitch. Get out the way.
Yeah, where in the tradition of rap battles is it written that two dudes on the same team should squabble like some clucking chickens? Man, Confucius, you always trying to put something in its place. Why don't you tell your eyebrows they need to fit better on your face? Okay, I see. You wanna make it like that? I'll smack that warmongering head out of your to-go box tag. So here's the real golden rule. I'm way above you weak brokies. Confucius say you can all hold these fortune cookies.
What is winning? Who is now? Yoga-san! Upper! Warrior! Rock bottles of history!
So, and that was that. Yeah, those are all pretty good. Let's use the mic back. Yep. Okay, so meanwhile, I've been trying to find a solution to this bridge issue. It's a little bit more annoying than I initially thought. What if... no, actually that's not such a bad idea. If we keep it here... No, it makes more sense to keep it down there. Now I could move this out a bit further. Yet we can't, because this is here. Huh. Is that really a limitation we want to... No, because we could just simply 2, put that down there. See, then put another one here, and another one. Wait, what? Yes, another one. And we have to retriangulate to get these issues out. Boom. Okay, so what do we have right now? I think it's in preferences. I want to get this annoying blue glow out of my rendering window. Viewport, whatever you wish to call it. Overlay. No. Outline. Okay. Ah, well, that might have been it. Did I just fuck something up? No, I think I did it correctly. Okay. Okay, let's see. Nope, no, shit. Then the idea was to still... Okay, so right now we have this forward bridge. I think it looks fairly good. Except maybe for this angular part that really needs to... Nope. That really needs something, but I don't know what. What does the Providence have? Nothing, it just fucking changes into flat, like, top here. It just has one of these structures and then it just disappears completely. Which we can do here, only we could only do it there. We could just... No. If this entire structure was a lot wider, then I could absolutely then just select this whole thing and just stretch it all the way over here. But the structure is very thin, which means that would look very weird. Why don't we widen it? Just select this here and just make it wider. There. Before the stream, I was reading over some of the school stuff I still had to do for next week. Molecular biology, mostly. Which, in this case, was mostly the mechanics of DNA replication. Which is basically where you get to learn what stuff like DNA polymerase and such does. Helicase, DNA, RNA. How do they work? What do they do? How do they do it? What's the molecular basis for it? Why do the chemicals react the way they do? I think it's quite interesting, but it does quickly drain your energy. So, I'm not all that quick. On the modeling today. Which shows, because the only thing that's happened so far is we've made this box, and then we filled in this floor thing, which took us like 10-15 minutes. And after that all we did was create this small like part here, this small elevated platform, and then this bridge, which has taken us like what, 2 hours? We still have to change this. Not there. Again? Ooh, that's not a bad idea actually. I forgot to turn the music back on. Let's actually listen to something else, shall we? What's this? This is the... What can we listen to that's not going to get us flagged? This is definitely gonna get us flagged, even though I really want to listen to this shit right now. But if we get flagged, then it's going to mute the video on YouTube, and I absolutely hate that, so... This isn't though. This looks like shit. Ah yes, we were going to find a solution to this issue where this doesn't. Okay, indeed, you go to here, then select. No, that's not what I meant. I meant select 2 as in the edge selection. Got this, then we delete you. No, remove, sorry, not delete. Why doesn't this align? The fuck? Oh, okay. That's why it doesn't align. Not to worry. We are still flying half a ship. Sorry, I should probably stop whistling. I'm sure that gets very annoying very quickly. Over on the Twitch chat. That's the dumbest idea. But what? No. See, now I at least have some space to do something with. Like I can do... I don't know what I can put here. Like the Providence has antenna here. And a bunch of escape pods, but obviously those are just there for movie purposes. I can't build a fucking elongated spine out of this. It's too thin. That's what she said, but if I elongate this to here, it'll just look so weird. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's stop it here at least. See? That looks really dumb. It has to convert into some sort of larger, thicker structure. Like maybe egg. Also, why couldn't these turbo lasers just fire on this bridge and just end the entire battle in one go? Like seriously, if you're a gunner of a large turret and you're right next to an enemy ship and you see their command bridge right there, I imagine you're firing at that, especially if it's just equipped with glass. Movie nitpicks, yay. Seriously though, what are we going to do with this? I'm actually kind of out of ideas. I mean, this whole thing looked nice on paper, but now that it's actually here, I don't like it quite as much. What if we just actually change it into a martial structure? Is this straight? Yes, that is. Good. Wait, what? Why is this? Ah. Doesn't matter. Wait, what? Oh, that sucks. Shit, this whole thing doesn't even work. Fuck. Quick. Shit, that also doesn't work because the... Oh, crap. Okay. Yes, up there, you go over here. Oh great, that's not straight. That's a serious issue. We'll have to change it like so. Since this is already aligned. At least I fucking hope it's still aligned. What if it's not though? If it's not, we're kind of fucked. We'll just change this. Does that fuck up the triangulation? I don't think so. I don't think so. It shouldn't. Okay. Crisis averted. Now back to elongating this. Okay, that already looks better. Maybe we need to... Okay. I have the solutions to these problems. At least, I like to think I do. Delete. Rather, remove, and boom. Now we have an angle. We have an angle, so the rest of the ship does not have any angles beside 90 degrees. We just put a fucking like 20-degree angle on some random ship ramp. What the hell's that all about? You're right, that's a terrible idea. What isn't is that we can just solve this issue this way. Not by one way, then I will fix this by another. Now we still remove all the excess ones. Like you and you. And delete a bunch of vertices. Means also that you can go. And you. Where's this located? Okay, that's on that side, so if I... okay. That removes itself. Now this is something I could elongate. For quite a stretch. Okay, so what would that turn into? That would turn into this. You can go down because you're interfering with my side view. What's the actual executor? SSD comparison. Well, I mean, why are we even looking at this one? Oh, shit. Am I still streaming? I hope so. Oh, okay. Shit. Crisis averted. Alright, welcome back. The command bridge will have the strongest shields to protect the crew and the officers. Yeah, it's quite a bit. Well, I mean, obviously in Forces of Corruption you can't actually govern like shield strength between individual hardpoints, but there will definitely be a shield generator located somewhere near this. Actually, I could line this whole thing with shield generators. That's actually not a crazy idea. I could line this whole thing with shield generators. This might have just been the solution we've been looking for. I'm gonna try. Give me a shit though. Okay, shit though. You go away. Move over here. How the hell did I get to this? Oh yeah, the guy who was talking about the shield generators. Thank you very much. This might have just actually saved this whole section of the ship. I mean, obviously what I'm putting down here right now is just a rough try. Like, this is just seeing if I can make this look good. And I'll detail it later. Call it a proof of concept. Not as it is right now, but are these even symmetried? I'm fairly sure they're not. No, they're not. I was about to say. But let's try anyway. For shits and giggles. Just to see how it looks. Oh, god damn it, buddy. Correct. Yes, move them down, please. No, move them backwards a bit. Okay. Yeah, we're not keeping that. Nice concept. I'm keeping these though. Absolutely. After some modifications. Did I drop them down? Yes, I dropped them down. Drop these down. Drop that down. Okay. I think I've got it. Why don't I have a hedge? God damn it. Again, promise for how much longer I'll be streaming still. I don't think it's going to be for that much longer. Just heads up. I do want to finish this section though. I don't want to come back to this some other time and then have forgotten everything I thought about. Really, when you have an idea and you think it might turn into something good, it's basically you have to do something with it right away. Because if you forget and you can't recall what it was later, you're kind of fucked. Insert several vertices. You. Nope. Hello? Why can't I? The fuck? Wait, there was already another one? And another one. Was it just inserting it in the same location? It was, wasn't it? How many are there? Okay, that's last of them. Good. Okay, good to know. Insert. And it didn't properly show it there. Strange. But it doesn't matter. Okay. Put this down here. Okay, so what do we have now? Okay, so we have a small, like... Oh, that is really not a lot of space. No, I just want... No, just you. Oh, that's not a lot of... That's so thick. Okay, so basically the entire structural integrity of this part of the ship rests on, like, this section of superstructure. Like, the superstructure that's this thick. That is not a lot of structural integrity at all. Maybe I should make this thicker. Don't think I'm going to, though. Okay, adding a bit of variance. Another bit, please. Okay, as you wish. How about making this thicker? No. No, because that's... yeah. That. This one. We can decrease the height later. We most definitely will, but not yet. For now, we just need a structure that somewhat resembles the final thing. God damn, this command bridge is so large. Like, this has no right to be this massive. Let's see. This command bridge is... it's not half the width of the Imperial Star Destroyer bridge, but I mean, it's almost as large. That signals to me that it should be smaller. Why don't we just compare it to a actual ISD bridge? Like, we have an ISD right there. Actually. Meh. It's a lot thinner, and it's not as wide and lengthy. The thing is so massive. How's it even gonna fit? It is gonna fit, but it's going to be very, very large. Definitely need to elevate this one into... okay. I'm sort of starting to just ramble on now. I will quit the stream after this change, I think. Because right now I am just rambling to myself. And that's not fun to watch for anyone. That doesn't look like 45 degrees. It definitely is though. Oh, God. Oh, I hate this camera nonsense. I'm sure it's changeable in the preference settings somewhere, but I'm not gonna bother trying to find it. It's still not good enough. Needs to be more of a difference between the sections. Just okay. We'll just pull this further back. And we put another. No, there's no island there. This is all connected. So we can put one in there. Nah. Put it there. Extend this. Put it. There's room for it, but I don't think that would fit well. It's not about squeezing in stuff. It has to actually structurally make some semblance of sense. I think that is important. Okay, how about this? I mean, I did want to build a structure here, like something sticking out. But I actually kind of like this indent a lot. This indentation thing here. Which means also I have to change this, but I'll do that some other time. again some other time, but I can do that, and I will end here because this is way too empty, and this is just a massive cliff face. Okay. Alright, that's where I'm going to leave it, I think. Let's take a couple of screenshots and upload to ModDB, shall we? Width, we'll make that 4, nah, 3. We don't need that. We can make this just 3K because of the sides. Okay. Okay, cut away this piece, put that in here. How much is there left? Almost nothing. Hello? Okay, good. Crop tool. No, wait, this is not correct. When I'm tired, I really start to just lose my control over stuff. So we're going to crop this image here. I think this gives a fairly decent view of where we're at right now. I mean, it could take another one like so, but honestly, actually, that does look rather imposing, doesn't it? It does look rather imposing. I'm absolutely going to take a picture of this. So we're going to change this to, I guess, not 3000, but 3.5. Right, this is what we're going to do. Go to copy you onto the new file. Alright, they're already in place. Get the new one. Stack it on top. Delete. Oh, wait. Okay. Delete this. God damn it, I hate it when I do that I lose the actual transformation as well. Now that's some annoying shit. Okay. And then we crop the image again to here. Go. Why are these still here? Downloads. Executor progress. Yes, file size. Okay. Save. This is where we're going to leave it for today. And then we're going to upload this image. No, not in the top 10 or whatever the top is right now. What are we at actually? 13. Good enough. Add media, choose files, downloads, executor progress, executor for less. Yeah, whatever. I mean, the picture speaks for itself. I don't think we need to add a description. Okay, so we're going to close all of this and the picture's up, and it looks pretty good. So, well, thank you guys. It's been nice streaming again. I'll do this again next week for certain. Not sure when. Definitely on Sunday. If I have time, some other time, then I definitely will stream again because I do want to get the Executor over with. Sometime. The internet looks like it's protected the shield domes. It's cool, that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. What's oh wait, this is the whole thing. This is the whole school thing I was working on. Anyway, I actually still have to do a little bit of that before tomorrow, so if you don't mind, I will get to that right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.